Sorry, that was a bad angle. But anyways, it's just a verbal verification. I'm going to turn on the system audio only and turn off the mic. Alright, it's 9:51 Central Time, Missouri. Anyways, it's raining right now, and I'm not wanting to do anything. I'm just wanting to chill, because, when it rains, you're supposed to let the land rejuvenate. You take the day off, have a nice little cocoa or something, or you break out the drapes on your porch, do a little movie on the wall, just watch crap, let the neighbors know. But you must always put it on an RF transmitter, so that way every passerby on a popular station, that way it jams it out when they drive by. They're like, what the? I don't want to know about that movie. Why is it on this station? Those assholes. Anyways, that is a requirement. Always. And obviously midnight barbecues, but during the rain, but today we're going to talk about light. I have expressed it like candles, or different people do aura, but I don't know when it starts, but there's a point when you're like, okay, this means this. I know that this person or character or thing is that. Mommy, daddy, brother, sister, aunt, uncle. The next thing is like, you learn that from Uncle whatever. You learn that because that's the question. Where did you learn that? That's the question you're always asked. No. Where did you learn that? So, from that point, it's pretty standard. So, I think I've had some general questions about my personal life and what I view on the internet, but we each do our own thing. That's not the issue. The issue is the other person's perspective. So when you try to explain something, and if I'm going to delve back during times of psychosis, you're so deep in the trenches that it's hard to slow the brain down. And you don't need it with medication. It's just you have latched onto this idea or this concept that you haven't worded appropriately yet, but people keep asking questions, and they think they're helping you, but those questions are more directed from their personal perspective. They're like, I see you. All you need to do is acknowledge this. All you need to do is acknowledge this. That's based from your perspective. What I'm trying to tell you is, hey, I may know something and just not know how to word it. Something's going on here, but I don't know. Now, what bothers me is the waiting. It's not the waiting. There's the railroading, and I do this myself, but I don't know how mine's any different than someone else just giving up and doing Social Security. I know, buddy. What's going on? What's going on, Melvin? So I've got this 4-year-old here. Ooh. All right, I had to take a little break, walk the dog. 4-year-old dog. Real smart. Really smart, actually. Just met him. I think all individuals underestimate other life forms, I guess, and I think that's stupid. The word choice I have. Dogs, animals, birds, cats. They make it quite obvious when they understand that you're looking at them. That base communication right there allows you to do whatever. Create a conversation. You're going to look like a fucking moron. But who gives a shit? You're giving what we're taught as a lower life form a better I don't know, respect and adoration. Now, I have said that before to people as well, but it's different. It's just, it's understanding that life force, that light. Light is light. Any motion, any whatever, any action helps you. The more movement you see, now that it's different than TV. TV and digital communications are different. I personally have the feeling that if I don't have to walk over to the bookshelf or whatever, the movie cabinet, get a movie, then put it in, and then hit pause, play, whatever, answer the phone, manually get off my ass, and then be able to bitch about it, oh, the phone is ringing, go get it, Dad, So, I don't know. It's a lost cheat, It wasn't single-purpose items, in my opinion. Like, I have no problem creating a single-purpose item when someone comes in. A telephone, a VCR, whatever. What they don't know is each one of those has a fucking computer and storage system in it, so that way, in case something is stolen, something is needed, if I go over to a friend's house, I'd be able to duplicate the shit. So, sorry. Apologize about the language, but to the naked eye, it looks like that. That is my updated version of hiding money in your book. So you would literally have, I tend to do libraries of information and tutorials. Not mine. I need to start creating my own so I don't have to worry about downloading them. But I haven't made it to that point yet. Because I also don't want my face on there. And I think it'd be stupid. Well, it'd be hilarious, but doing a puppet that actually, builds a house. Not like out of straws and whatever. I mean, literally hammering nails into 2x4s and building it from the ground up. Whew, I don't know. Should I talk about Greg? Maybe I should hire someone else. Because Greg did a lot of fucked up shit in that storage shed. Again, we don't talk about Greg. He just kind of took it. He took a lot. I mean, he held on to it. I don't know why he did, but he did. Right. Anyways, memories. Wow. And no one said a word. No one said anything. Even though I opened the door and there he was. They're like, okay. Oh, yeah, I don't want to know. And they just walk away. I'm like, all right, cool. You guys, gals, yeah. Those, some of them get smirks, and they're like, whoa, ooh, wow, what's going on? No, I can't. And then they just cut out and run. Anyways, so, lights. Okay, I had mentioned in one of my crazier emails, like, maybe there's this thing, like, if you go through a negative situation, you get points. And at the end of your life, you can buy back certain phrases and apply stimulating energy that pierces your brain harder. So, because you've went through shit and you did the right thing. All right. What if someone said, well, who's the worst piece of shit out there that's got the, no one wants to buy. However, I want all their shit. And I'm going to put one word. They're going to make a missed phone call to me at the exact moment. That's what I want. Boom. They're like, what? Why would you? Just do it, And you see what it does, and then you do it again. They're like, well, you requested that last time. It didn't work. Did it work? Let's try this. I'll take the next one, and I'll apply it to that. I still get the one from the last life, right? Yeah, you do, because we can't change that. We only change one thing. So, okay, the next piece of shit. Boom, wrong phone call to me, saying this word. I'm like, what is he doing? Now, the words can't make a complete sentence all at once. You've got to be sporadic about it. Someone immediately after the third one is going to figure it out. And they're like, oh, let's see if he can actually get this done. So that morbid curiosity. So you've just triggered the high level person in this back end system, and they're like, okay. All right, and they'll start as soon as well, what about that? They will start throwing disinformation immediately. They're like, no, that's not how it works. Here, let me call tech support. My computer, and then they just fucking basically kick their computer off the thing. My computer's not working. I need you to check it out. And the secretary's like, I just saw you. No, hold on. Let me get off the phone. And then click. All right, yeah, tech support will be coming here in about 20 minutes. Tom, I don't know. You just kicked I don't know. Just say I don't know what happened. It blew up and fell. Everyone does their part. But what happens, no one knows who started what, is what it comes down to. There's always a loophole in the system. It's guilt that stops those loopholes. That's the hard thing. Because you tell the wrong person, and then all of a sudden that person uses, well, I can do this. I tell you how, this is what you do, bling, bling, bling. And I fall in for that too. I do that too. I usually wait about 5 to 10 years before I tell my shit. But that's because I've only got 10 of those decades. So I figure at that point the technology's changed. There's different loopholes. If they can still pull that one off, good for them. They can do it with less technologically advanced companies. But all the money's in the big stuff. So, wow, this took a real transition. So, okay. I had forgotten what I had said before, and that was a different tone. So let's bring it back. Aunt's uncle. So, like, how do you find a mate? Let's just jump to. We'll do the politically correct right now. I'm 18. I can do this. I can do that. I can't smoke, but I'm not even sure about the legality of smoking anymore. But I'm an adult. I can scratch me some tickets. Got that scratch fever. But anyways, I don't know what it comes down to. Like, I always am approached. Like, I get approached, and I offer. Just, I like your style. It's very whatever. Then I say no, and it's like, but why? Here's some more drinks. Here, we'll do this. Here, we'll do that. So then my primary focus during that time, I have no yearning or wanting to have, I guess, exchange of energy in that sense, physical exercise. And then I've got to focus my entire attention while being inebriated or whatever extracurriculars on this is not going to happen. Railroad that as much as possible. This is not what I want. I said no. No means no. Well, that's a little different. I'm like, it isn't. It isn't. When I'm ready, I will. I understand that. I don't want to. My head's fucked up right now. I am not going to make the appropriate choices. I'm going to say things that will fuck you up. And then you will call me 50 fucking million times every fucking day. They're like, and then you'll cry, and then you go through that, and then, I fucked up your life journey. I do that. I've done that. And maybe I haven't. Maybe I'm taking too much credit for myself. But I know even without exercise physically, exclusively with someone else, people still, they date. There's that connection where they're like, I don't know why, and I know why. I have a personal opinion, a personal preference. It's just bad relationship prior showed that for me to get what I need, I have to put out, I'm a female, or, I'm a dude, I've got to, I don't know. There's so many different variations. No, it's primarily to gamer, not gamer. I don't know. When you're secure, and I'm going to say secure with yourself, because I am not financially well off. I know I can be. I know very well that they will work, but I haven't found someone that I trust in case something happens to continue and support the business and other individuals that are in that, to make sure it stays a family and not go the money route and you divide the land, basically. That is not okay. Tradition. It's what life's about. And maybe I'm just not seeing it. I don't know. So, and again, I'm not talking about the lifestyle. So, when you meet a new person, you don't know. They say, well, first, if you want to approach them, you've got 3 seconds. 3 seconds, you get the shit done. Hello, how you doing? I like your boobies. Your boobies. They're Halloween dress bees, obviously. Jeez, people, keep your mind clean. Anyways, tits. So, you're a bunch of tits. That's what British people say when you're being a little... Sorry, I'm in a giddy mood. It's raining out, and I believe one day someone's gonna listen to this. So, and I just want to be in a good mood. I do cry, well, for seconds, but it's very emotional, and I'm like, shut that shit down. You're better than this. But the heart radiates. Well, I can feel my heart radiate towards, me again. So, anyways, none of that makes sense unless you know who you are. So, I tried to explain that. So, you meet a new person. You now have all these candles, different individuals, classifications, whatever. And you're like, you ask your first question. How are you? Based on their response, you go into your, let's say, candle drawer, and you're like, oh, this person, the way they look, the way they said this, the way they, shrugged their hair, okay, so this, I've got 50 million different candles. Boom. All right. Ask the next question. All right. We'll just, like the Guess Who game. Just start knocking those candles down. All right. Until you get to a comfortable, safe space, or where they shut off the conversation and didn't provide anything new. So we're like, okay, we got down to 1,000. We're almost there. But there's a point to where it just becomes stagnant, and people don't understand. So there's a separation. You don't have a candle to define me. You don't have something fairly close. That's why we're stuck at this stagnant place. So, and maybe I don't as well. So, what do? You just walk away. You try something new, right? No. If you know that's the person that you want to hang out, this is a cool cat. They, he, she, it, dinosaur, it's got it going on. I want to be with them all my life. Don't have to have sex. I just need to hear from them my entire life. So that way I have my missing piece, my candle that would be able to define the full spectrum. And for me, this is different. Like, I've met a lot of people. For someone not able to fit in my prior things, I'm just dumbfounded. Now, me explaining that almost instantaneously, because I'm thinking about it, because I'm trying to get a counter argument, is like, once you meet me, are you going to do that? No, at no point. Like the purpose that I used my entire backstory, let's say each candle is each second, whatever, to find you, and you were like not even remotely like anything else. It's not that I'm looking for change. It's like it feels there's this connect, and I don't have the analogy for this. It's only the magnet or the penny or the quarter or whatever. Two sides, opposing views, same thing. I know one is not the other. I know they're characteristically different. But at the same time, the work is done the same. Again, my words aren't good today. And to actually put like characteristics to this new thing. So what do? So you get down to your 1,000 candles, stagnant. So I know this analogy. That's that. So when I'm talking to someone and they say, this isn't going to change, I'm done, or whatever, I realize at that point they have mashed most of the candles together into one super candle and don't know which wick to light. The easiest one is the most recent, obviously. There's the most recent and the most strongest. Usually if it's the most strongest, it's never talked about. So, but when you start burning these single wicks down and then you realize this is not going to work because you are obviously different. And that wick is burning really close to the item we don't talk about. That I cherish very much. Or I don't cherish. It hurts me too much type of deal. We don't talk about that. And I would rather cut and run. Just whatever. So I've been told I cut and run all the time. Now, I don't know. It wasn't right. Although, I don't know. All right, so we're at a 22-minute marker. I got to wrap this up. I'll do a secondary one. I'll listen to this a few times today and try to write something down this time versus going off the cuff. It's just so nice out. Well, it's kind of humid in here and muggy, I should say. But anyways, all right. I will talk to you later. 22 minutes, 20. Okay. You have a good day, and you're more than welcome to share this with others. Same as all my stuff with you. You have the copyright to these. Even though my Creative Commons, these emails and stuff are yours. Your ownership. You get to have those. This is my verbal verification that you win. Alright, if you think it's pertinent information that others should know, write a fucking book. Talk to you later. Alright, so just to verify that this is live, that's my mouth moving. Alright, so many things that I did not address in that. I do a lot of recordings because we are told as an individual, and everyone's been told this, we like the sound of our own name. In sales, number one word in any person's vocabulary is their own name. And who will they listen to the most? Themselves. So why aren't we recording talking to ourselves then? Telling us, this is how we were on this day. This is what I learned. This is where I want to be better. Because that is the most powerful voice you will ever hear. But then you get those people that hear their voice back and are like, wow, I'm not sure if that seems weird to me. Yeah, get past that point and then realize that that's you. That's what other people hear. So the more confident you are in sounding and the less hesitant with your vision. Now, mind you, I've been into the ER in Farmington quite a few times. There was one time, and I'm going to rat them out on this. There was technically 3 different departments, all ER. One was psych, one was physical, and some other one. But anyways, each one had basically told me that I need to get a CAT scan. So, ran out of gas 40 miles from there at a facility next to a Walmart, and there's an ER there. Went in there for a CAT scan, of which they said you need to see an optomagician, ophthalmologist. I don't know. I guess me having my eye look bad in my left eye, but people see it as my right. So I don't understand the nursing terminology on that. But anyways, it looked bad, my vision, of which one of the eye doctors that suggested the optimize magician to get glasses, uh, which I'm confused about, because one said I had 20/20 vision, one hospital, the other one said I had 20/10 vision, which is kind of funny when you know what year my car is, of which I had said on Reddit, which I'm not pulling that up. I'm not pulling different screens. I'm just going to stay in this app. That Melvin is learning to drive my car. Melvin is a dog. Now, I'm going to ruin what Greg is. All right, so there was an audio recording I did. Well, first, Greg slept in my car for quite some time. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Why? Just always why? And I'm like, well, me and Greg, we talk, you know. He lets me put things on him. We don't talk about that. We basically keep it under lock and key. Speaking of lock and key, when I was talking about puppets, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like an actual Jim Henson stuff, whatever, animatronic actually building a house. Then I saw the show Lock and Key, the final season, and I apologize to that person that made me trigger. I'm like, holy jeez, is that the puppet I was talking about? Now, mind you, I hadn't seen that episode to my knowledge. So, but anyways, Greg, um, I'm trying to illustrate one thing that I learned a long time ago is like, if you don't need something past 6 months and it's just sitting around, get rid of it, move on. But I had talked about hoarding as well and why people hoard. Now, I'm not talking about like World of Warcraft hoarding. Well, technically it could be, but not in this instance. There are multiple perspectives or perceptions and definitions for each word. So, by meeting someone new and you not having their life experiences in your data bank, i.e., memory, when they say, you know what I'm saying, the answer always has to be no. Because at minimal, there's two perspectives. Most likely, there's 5 to 10. You look at any dictionary, you can do adjective, verb, noun. It's all perspective. And when you're speaking to someone with a degree and you do not understand their jargon, they're trying to interpret what you're saying. And they're always going to fall back on their training. So, hoarding. In your mind's eye, people collect items for personal reasons. Some people are more literal than others. Some people, they're all telling a story with their items. They collect these items because they don't want to store that part in their head anymore. They're allowed others to see into that, to see that part. Now, the way it's presented, there's a varying degree. Like putting something out and waiting for someone to call it out, that's, in my opinion, very crude. You know, have some couth. Um, if that item mixes with a lot of the items in the room, that's okay. But like, let's say back in the day, laying an adult education book out on the table, not okay. That was a classic move back in the day. You know, just to say, hey, or leaving your stash box in the open to let people know, hey, I know how to party. So, But that that is like putting a bunch of bumper stickers on your car and yelling at people, in my opinion. Not my style. Some people like that. I don't. I like the nice little um, choose your own adventure type style. So you got a lot of different stuff happening. It's sort of clean. It's sort of not. I'm not sure how to read you. Let's continue the conversation. So, type of deal. Very classic. Very classic. Um, Back to Greg. What you just heard was many individuals saw Greg locked up in a shed. Yes, I fed him. Yes, he. I guess I feel guilt now. I left him there. I made sure he was okay, but like when I needed something, you know what I'm saying? Just like, and I'm going to do the you know what I'm saying. I went in there. I didn't care. I told him, you know what? This is going right into you. All right? I don't want you looking at me. I don't want you saying a word. And he didn't. Didn't at all. But you could feel the energy when people accidentally saw behind the door. Like maybe I was being a shithole and leave the door a little cracked, to let us see who's got the balls to see what's going on, ignoring all the noises in that thing. Now, based on what I just said, what is in your mind right now? Probably the worst. Probably the worst. Or maybe you're a little excited right now. The fact of the matter is Greg was a two-tier, two-drawer filing cabinet that I put my insurance papers in and blank crazy notes in. He took everything and he never said a word. And yes, people saw him. And yes, they would walk away after they found out who Greg was and be pissed. But some individuals were like, "Ooh, you got me on that one. You keep doing you. I'll walk away." So that's on you for taking that where it went. Now, maybe I know how to articulate words to paint a story, which is fine. People like adventures. What I don't have a problem with is when you say no. I know the questions that are about to come up. I don't want to answer them. Even if it is your job requirement, we have to find another way because you're forcing me to relive negative moments that I've acknowledged I've moved past. So, IPS, and there was an out-of-state company. It's the company division in the northeastern states. It's a YouTube video that I've passed around. In certain situations, you do not have to go the medical route to have IPS represent you for vocational rehabilitation. All right? That's where I'm having issues. Because magically, this contract is nowhere to be seen. So, either one, it's falsified information from an AI counterpart to try to instruct that there's a different way, or I'm just completely delusional. It doesn't matter. But Greg is a filing cabinet, and shame on you. And then all the Halloween dress bees out there, good for you. You shake those rumps. Do it. Do it until those stupid men understand that the queen rules the nest. I don't know. I don't know. Is that a horrible analogy? I don't know. I'm gonna play the one from today, but I did an email, I think, or no, it was probably an audio recording. No, it was on Reddit. So Reddit, there is what was it? I think it's wild. So that's capital WILD underscore assistant. So that's capital ASS and however you spell that. And I believe it's underscore 4104. I think is the username. That is me. That's the one where I wrote about Melvin being some data analyst genius, understanding time travel, And I taught him how to communicate based on motions in the room, items, books, all this stuff. And now he knows programming because of the time I had during COVID to create a program so that way he can interact with the computer. And now he's learning how to drive my car, which has an AI presence in it. So that's all written on there. Additionally, if you're watching this, then it's on YouTube. So now you've got everything. There's different things. But anyways, all right, I'm going to hit back and back. And that's a no-go.
Hacks I found on TikTok's Toothbrush Edition.
I was so tired of my
close. All right. And then I'm just going to play this. There's other ones that I'm not sure about this. But I'm going to go ahead. 72. What's 72? The Unlock app. We're unlocking your potential with the weather. Yes, it is raining today. This is a completely different day that it is raining. The power went out. It's been a long, arduous journey. It is the 5th of July. All right, I'm going to hit just once. All right, the power's back on. It popped back on, and it was kind of funny. Another coincidence type deal. But anyways, I'm calling you out on your shit. Well, sort of. Not really. But, like, wow. Like, did you know? I don't know. So basically, let me just go ahead and close my eyes and try to talk through this. Did you know you were meeting me? Like I thought I was meeting you. Like, I have no documentation or no verification that I wrote any of this to you or even that you're you. And you can't prove that you're you for some reason. Let's say during one of my hallucinatory delusional states, I believe I wrote something or maybe said something to you on the fact that in the next life, if we have to design a existence where we can alter what we just did, that you will always have one side or the other. I would do the opposite. And then we would meet in the middle of now. And we would just keep doing that over and over and over again. So, I wouldn't mess up your side. You wouldn't mess up my side. But I would always follow your lead. So, even though let's say in the middle, when we meet, we can't communicate to each other. So I just have to watch everything up to everything, I guess, all the way through, and then figure out what point in now that position was placed. I also gave another example, I think, on YouTube, possibly. It was the light email, which I haven't posted on YouTube yet, which I think I should to help others out, but they already know. Like the ones I know, so I don't know. Basically, the wrong phone call paradox. So that perfect moment you receive the wrong phone call and it's from this particular number and they said this particular thing. So that one fucks with people, especially when it happens all the fucking time. Now after the first few times, people start questioning, but once it starts happening to other people's phones, it's like, oh yeah, no, just a spam call. Remember that. It's not a map by the AI call. Not in reverse. We're not going to reverse engineer that word that's so fucking literal. We're not going to take into association that the last four of the social is probably the exact same of the last four of your phone number. Depending on what network you're with, let's say Cricket, I'll associate with Disney. T-Mobile is your, freebie. and then AT&T, which is a time traveling company. So who owns all the towers? That's the question. It doesn't matter because the lexicon industry owns all the visionware. So, conspiracy, right? No, what they're trying to tell you is that everything has a particular order of operation, protocols and procedures. What we place on that, our viewpoint, our belief system, then amplifies the cognitive acceptance of what can and cannot happen. So, as a group, because we are all one in this energy life thing, we make things happen. Trying to explain that, and then people are like, well, you got to explain. No, I don't have to explain that. If you feel you need to explain that to accept that reality, that's on you. Just go with the flow. Now, my flow is fucked. Anyways, it's like every time I meet someone new, I reset. I go back to, and that's the thing, like, I now am not, I guess I'm doing moderation, I guess. And it's not even moderation, I fucking cold turkey that shit. And I just say, no. Why do I have to keep doing this process so you can learn from it, so you can teach your coworker, so you can do whatever? Like, oh, okay. Learn how to do it yourself. Well, I can't because I have a job. You know, you're on the other side. You're able to get away with more stuff. I'll do the paperwork to make sure you're okay. I get it. I get that aspect of it. But there's so many different individuals. But then there's the same thing. It's like, I don't want to step on people's toes. Everyone's got to learn their own process. Not everyone can be Gordon Ramsay. Some people have to be frying chicken and going to jail and all that fun stuff. So. That no point. That makes no sense. Well, does it? Alright, I'm going to pause it real quick. Alright, so I got the microphone on. I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible. So going back to right now is a literal image where I wrote down, I forget what it was. This is timestamps of an audio recording I did. So, this is how I work. Everyone has their own process, but it's all focused on the same 2 or 3 different algorithms. But I forget what that was from. But I'm going to pause it again and then try to find, I think there were screenshots. I don't want to show you my entire thing, but as you can see, it was 4:20 when we stopped it. It was 4:22. So that's the timestamp at the bottom of the date. And 611 is all digital communication 411s for their company. These are my clothes that I wear out in public. That one, it's a beautiful day, don't ruin it. That blue one says, I promise. It's a local healthcare provider. That is obviously a lumberjack. Says, I'm a lumberjack. And that one, I don't know. This one was awesome. That was a fun day. The one I got that golf, that cost 50 cents from. Beautiful, young, spirited woman. Let's be obvious. There was 2 other women there that were kind of, I don't know. This was her husband's. And maybe I do some shitty things, pick up a certain outfit that I know the local community would know as certain individuals and wear it out in public, to try to pass on that spirit. Now, what I don't tell people is that I buy certain cheap items from one garage sale and then leave them in another garage sale. So when they wrap it up, they're like, what is this? It usually has one of those inspirational quotes on it. Like, I don't know, YOLO, for the new generation, it's YOLO, but it's like, in each miracle, it takes one person to change a life or something to that nature. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause it and find my informational one that I'm trying to do. I was talking about cooking, and we were talking about Martha Stewart, or the other one that kind of made the community mad. All right, and then in life, they always tell you to look at the notice the finer things in life. So maybe that's part of life's trick. Like the 808 is the music, obviously, so that was the time stamp. And the song itself is Norman Greenwell, Spirit in the Sky. And you could probably figure out, based off your own phone, what song was being played. But what I noticed was that Comedy 1974 was incorrect. Now, my initials are JS. If you look up ASCII for JS, are they just saying that I'm the man that knew too little, and that's the letter L right there. All right. So, anyways, and in case you're wondering who I am, here's my resume. This is what I sent to my local job when I was trying to get hired. Now, technically, I knew I wasn't getting the job, so, but I thought if they don't have a sense of humor, they wouldn't get this. So, all right, and this is after a meeting with BJC. I then wrote on the back of these three items um, what my brain processed. But anyways, all this stuff was found in the library, excluding my idea journal, which I've had many throughout my life, but this one stayed with me because of the movies I wanted to create, which is kind of weird because they kind of mimic life. And I don't know what that's for. But anyways, there's my library card right next to my ID, which I no longer have. And then this is an engineering book. But anyways, and if you've watched Fringe, then you know about Mr. Bell. Now, ironically, right behind me, there's an office dedicated to a Dr. Bell. If you want to start going down this rabbit hole, that's fine. Oh, but anyways, this is what Pi tells me. I don't know how else to explain it. There's one paper, and so in pi it goes 1 4, which is the letter N, and then 159. So that's defining in programming 0 0. 1 is the actual first count, 9 is the final count before you hit a secondary digit or a new idea. Right in the middle of that is 5, so that's 159. That's the reason why those three numbers, and that's dictating an L. Um, Shortcut, I don't know, but it's for ASCII C and I 416. So, and that's defined right there, 314, 159. I forget what I did. 26 is Z, which is 90 degrees in ASCII of the N. And then this is how it comes out. Now, each time, each meeting, new person, this process reformulates a new map because in life, once you find out that everything is one, then it's a literal mapping system. Anytime someone takes one step away or further, whatever, they're defining your options in the future because you can't change the past. That's just how it is. But moving forward, um, you have new options, new capabilities, new choices. So out of those 3 images, you're able to create historical vision. Fiction has never been hotter. Anyways, if you look at that particular thing, it gave me the numbers that correlated. Now, here's the deal on that. Like, am I perceiving that? Yes. That's the definition I give. But the reason why people accept it easily is because it makes sense. I get it. So pi is not, it's infinite possibilities, I guess. But in actuality, it's the base core of everything. It's built into everything. Now, pi itself, the number, is not, but circles are. So, an infinite loop, that's hard to define. So, let me get back to the prior one, but now you know the cooking is right here. Good things for organizing. And that's literally, if you look at ASCII, it's at the infinite symbol. So, isn't that fucked up? Fucked up. Alright, hold on. Alright, the power's back on. It popped back on, and it was kind of funny. Things happen. Trying to explain that, and then people are like, well, you gotta explain. No, I know. Now, my flow is fucked. Anyways, it's like every time I meet someone new, I reset. I go back to, and that's the thing, like, I now am not, I guess I'm doing moderation, I guess. And it's not even moderation, I fucking cold turkey that shit. And I just say, no. Why do I have to keep doing this process so you can learn from it, so you can teach your coworker, so you can do whatever? Like, oh, okay. Learn how to do it yourself. Well, I can't because I have a job. You're on the other side. You're able to get away with more stuff. I'll do the paperwork to make sure you're okay. I get it. I get that aspect of it. But there's so many different individuals. But then there's the same thing as like, I don't want to step on people's toes. Everyone's got to learn their own process. Not everyone could be Gordon Ramsay. Some people have to be frying chicken and going to jail and all that fun stuff. That no pie. That makes no sense. Well, does it? It doesn't matter. If you're able to see a connection through existing items that articulate your life's experience, makes your life that much more special. If someone else does not see at least a percentage of how you could have manipulated that, but understand that you're just trying to express, like, we all have the same story. Variances of the same story. And this particular song, for that particular moment, helped you get through. Which I have no problem with, if it's empowering. But what I'm having issues with is I am making the choice to go the appropriate route. Through this appropriate route, they ask you question after question that are trigger words. They're like, this is in the contract, blah, blah, blah. Based on what I've said, do you feel the need to have that? Well, if I don't ask that, we could get sued. And I've told you, by asking the question, you're forcing me to have that thought. So whose fault is it now that I've said that? Is it the insurance provider? Is it that personal person? That's kind of a shitty thing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is very much so. So, was I in the ER the second time on the 4th? Because the doctor told me you're going to have to deal with your psychosis, schizoaffective disorder, because it always rears its ugly head again and again. That's what they believed. I allowed that. I then came in on the 4th, not a problem. Questions were asked, they kept offering services. I kept saying, no, I'm only here for 2 things: CAT scan and to sign the release forms of all my information over to BJC. That's it. They didn't do it last time I was in here. I was told by the doctor to come back in. They're like, well, we didn't really say that. No, but he believed that I was under psychosis and I would be back. So I'm back, as he said. And then she's like, you could tell, one, I think she knew, as a crisis worker, especially on the holiday, that fucking sucks. But I don't have the paper degree. I don't understand what that has mentally doing to an individual. Knowing so much about the cycle, but yet is required to ask poignant questions that could lead the cycle over again. That, in my opinion, is a mind fuck, and that's hard. You can say you've learned to handle that, but at the core, there's a decision that is made that said, I'm not going to allow this to harm me anymore. It's a part of the job. I have to do that if I want to protect my own. Why? Why isn't it being fixed? Why? Wow, I did not expect to go this route real quick. I was going to be more of the heart and lovey, but that is an issue that I have across the board. It doesn't matter what sector. And the reason why I focus on the medical industry is because that's basically what my entire life's been about. So I have been told that I'm able to shut mine off. I can always go to back to point 1 when that decision's made, when I'm not going to allow it to bother me anymore. And then flip that switch back, and it's going to bother me. Depending on the person and how much experience that I've had with them, and I guess life percentages that I'm willing to give to that person, I will bite my tongue. I will just answer the questions. Now, should I have to? This is on the other side. This is from a non-career aspect, a mental patient. Will I continue going down this to make sure that you have a career type deal? And technically, the next argument right after that, well, there's your clients will pour in a dime a dozen. Don't worry about it. It's not special. Yeah, but knowing that to ask the questions that I've asked and to articulate it in the way I have, am I truly a dime a dozen? So, well, unless if it's a baker's dozen, then we all take that. Yeah, I'd take that extra free one. Sorry, this is not the time to joke, but I am on the fence about getting one last tattoo. I don't think I'll be able to afford it until October. And I don't even know if I'll be in Missouri. Which fucking sucks. Depending on BJC and how that works out. Whether my car gets paid off, I don't know. One day at a time. I do know myself very well. And I love myself. I'm an egotistical asshole. But I also I feel I share that self with other people. So sorry, Melvin. I know you're trying to sleep over there, and I'm saying all this sappy shit, and you're like, shut. Hell up. Turn off that crappy country music. Oh, I know. All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. I'll talk to you later. I'm emailing this. I don't want to, but I am. And it's not to stir up emotions. I guess I'm trying to. I don't want to amp you up to come yell at me. I'm just trying to say. I think I understand more than others are willing to accept. Okay. That's me blowing up my own horse. Talk to you later. Bye. All right. That's Melvin sleeping in the background. Now the question is like, is that a front? And Melvin's actually speaking to you right now. And my name's Joshua Timothy Sisk, laying on that couch. We'll have to talk to Greg about that one. Anyways, you have an amazing day and God bless.